Today is the Remembrance Day. 101 years back, the Armistice Treaty was signed to mark the end of the First World War. It is also, in fact, called the Day of Poppies. But this year, the symbolic flower was subject to a social media controversy. This report has more.
Remembrance Day was marked across the world. The United Kingdom fell silent this morning. In London, the British royal family joined the rest of the country in observing a 2-minute silence at 11 a.m. The tradition was started by King George V in 1919. The annual Remembrance service was held at the World War I cenotaph in London. The service was in honor of those killed in the war and subsequent conflicts. Thousands of military personnel and veterans attended the event. In Australia, at least 3,000 people gathered in the Canberra War Memorial. Australia's Governor-General David Hurley led the Remembrance Day ceremony. The country also observed a minute's silence. In France, President Emmanuel Macron relit the flame at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Macron also laid a wreath at Field of Clemenceau statue. Soldiers marched past the Champs-Élysées. A rounding sound of military band brass and persistent rain accompanied them. Today was also the Day of Poppies. The red flower has been associated with the fallen soldiers of World War I for a century now. These flowers grew over the battlefields after the war ended. 101 years later, a second World War C-47 aircraft dropped poppies over the Battle of Britain Memorial in Kent. In run-up to the Remembrance Day, poppies had become the subject of a social media controversy. LGBT activists wanted people to wear rainbow poppies. They said the colorful poppies were in honor of the soldiers who died at a time when their sexuality was still criminalized. A whole host of netizens took offense. They argued that there is a whole month dedicated to raising awareness on LGBTQ rights. The World War I soldiers have just one day dedicated to them, and since the red poppy symbolizes their sacrifice, the flower's color shouldn't be tampered with. Bureau Report, Wion. World is One.